Hello everyone, welcome to Harv's World. Another Friday night impromptu on Hobo's Hollow with Caveman. Say hi, Caveman.
Hello.
There he is. We have got Too Cool, Mr. E, Firefight Farmer, Eric Koontz, Wet Coaster, Jordan the Canadian Kid, and James hanging out with us on a Friday night. This is Casual Friday. You guys know the drill at this point. When I can do it, it's just when I take time to play a little bit for myself and hang out with you fine folks. How's everybody doing? I hope you all had a great week. My week was okay. I'm not going to say it was fantastic, although I did find a place to live finally. So I'll be moving here in about a week and a half. That's going to be interesting. Not sure how that's all going to work out when it's all said and done. Because come to find out, I'm moving to a town that's 7 times bigger than the place I'm currently living, and it appears they don't have as good of internet. But that's before I've made any calls. That's just the information I've been able to find online so far. But that concerns me. Because you know the troubles we've had already, and I don't need any more. I was really counting on actually having better internet after I moved. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to put the cart before the horse. James, I love Fridays with you guys too. Gives me a chance to have some chill time, man. I don't get enough of that these days, I gotta tell you. I do not get enough chill time. Mostly because my head just won't allow it. That's the truth of it. My brain says, you need to be doing something. Oh, but that also means that my traveling will be coming to an end, at least in part. So fingers crossed that that will take place. The training program that I'm in for this position is still going to require travel, just not quite as much, I don't think, as I've had to do here over the last couple months. And I gotta tell you, it was kind of enjoyable traveling the first 2 or 3 weeks. Now it's just like, man, I just got home and I gotta turn around and drive back again. It is what it is, and congratulations, Jordan. Yeah, I remember you telling me that your folks had your folks had sold that apartment building you were living in, but they had a different one that you were going to move into. So good for you, man.
Hey, congratulations.
Hopefully that'll work out for you. So it's late fall, October, and we are putting in cereal crops, barley in this field, and we're going to put oats in our big, big field. We merged those fields together. You'll see what I'm talking about here in just about 5 minutes. It's a big field. It's a really big field. And the question right now is, am I going to have enough seed to get this last pass done? I've only got 300 liters left. Cart before the horse. Is that near Hoof Drive? Yeah, probably.
Rear Hoof Drive.
Oh, that's not good, Harv. I know I hit...
Rear Hoof Drive would make sense.
What drive?
Rear Hoof Drive.
Rear hoof?
Yeah.
I am botching this up something fierce.
Mr. E, that would be the Kinsey Planter. And it is available on my itch.io.
That's right. This is a caveman's version of the Kinsey base game planter. He has... this is the new and improved caveman version of the Kinsey planter. Let's put it that way. There we go. It's the same...
Actually,
go ahead. I was just going to say it's the same price as the base games. He didn't reduce the price, but they have a lot more functionality. You don't need a planter and a seeder with one of these. You can plant almost anything as long as it doesn't require a specialty planter like sugar cane or potatoes.
Right. Also poplar and trees it won't plant either.
Right, right.
Not only that, you don't need a roller with that planter either.
Oh, that's right. This not only seeds, plants, and rolls all at the same time. So, yeah, think of it like two pieces of equipment for the price of one.
And I added some lights to it as well. There's a link to my itch.io in Discord.
Yep. Oh, 220K. So somebody else has taken your idea and run with it, Caveman, because Mr. E found one that also has a roller built into it.
Huh.
See, somebody's watching Harv's World getting ideas from Caveman.
It doesn't surprise me.
There we go. Oats going in next.
I guess I can say my ideas are at least popular. Because if they weren't, somebody wouldn't have stole it.
That's a very good point.
I don't care if they stole it or not, really, but
Now, apparently, I drove through a field last week and it caused somebody to unsubscribe. They were that brokenhearted because I had the gall to drive through a field on my way somewhere else. Oh my God. I don't know if they were joking or not. But then again, I haven't lost any sleep over it either, so.
right?
One of the Amazons, huh? Amazon. It's weird. They're a European brand, but I always think of South America when they say it's the Amazon. And I'm like, that's South American, right?
Yeah, I think South American as well.
This is weird. I've got a row here that's not planting.
It's not on our property then. Did y'all extend the field any wider?
I did, just a little bit.
Ah, it's not on our property.
No, because I'm
Nope.
I'm planting to the left of it. I'm planting to the right of it. It was down the middle. It was something that probably needed to be plowed and didn't get plowed.
Oh.
That's what I think it is. And this end is pretty tight, so I'm going to run some headland down here before I do a double wide pass there.
Did you do that?
Oh, I'm gonna and miss the edge, because that's how I roll. Yeah, I just all I did was straighten up the sides of the two fields so that they ran all the way up, because the one field was wider than the other.
Yeah, I knew that. Well, I don't know why it didn't plant. Because that is definitely on our property.
There's some weirdness too on this map where the map maker has left some texture on the ground when you plow it, but when you seed over it, the texture goes away. Like some branches and flowers and stuff.
But that is kind of weird. There's stuff like that on the base game maps too.
Jordan, yes, as a matter of fact, Ben is flying out a week from Tuesday. He's such a good guy. Yeah, he's going to fly out. I'm going to make sure he has a good time. We'll hit a casino, spend the night in Reno probably, and have at least one or two nights to chill before all the hard work gets done. Because he's flying into Reno anyway, so I got to go there to pick him up. I figure, well, since we're there, we'll just grab a room, hit a nice buffet at some casino somewhere, and we'll find something to do. I wonder if I hit it up from this direction, if that would plant it. I think it's just a miss. Yeah, it's got to be a missed row. I probably just missed a little tiny bit of plowing there. I'm going to end up coming right through you. Thank you. And I've barely touched this field, and my planter's my seeder's half empty already. Reno 911. I haven't watched that in a long, long time. Yep, Warren Buffett. Your great uncle, Lifehawk. How's it going, bud? I hope you had a good dinner. The indomitable Lifehawk has been stuffing himself silly this week. Apparently, that's a big celebratory week. I'll let him share any personal information if he wants to. I know why he's been stuffing himself this week. Lots of family gatherings, but there's a particular purpose behind it.
All good, I hope.
Oh, very good. I'll just say that huge congratulations are in order, and then leave it to him to provide any more information if he wants to.
Okay.
So I've got a little patch of the same stuff down here. I don't know if it's something that I missed, which is highly unlikely. You know, I would never screw up like that. Oh, crap. I've got an edge that needs to be planted still that you're hitting right now.
It's not actually taking the weeds up.
I know, because I haven't planted there yet. Now it will. There we go. The things are pretty good. I'm just trying to get some oats in. I think I've got a seed thing over here somewhere. Yeah, it's right behind me. Right behind where Caveman's parked at the moment. Dragon Tamer, doing good, man. How about yourself? I always say earlier, I hope everybody's having a good week. This is just Friday night chill with Harv while he has some banquets and does a little casual farming. I missed the banquets last week. I was whipped. And it's going to be pretty touch and go for the next couple of weeks, guys. Even the Sundays are going to be a little bit touch and go just because of all the moving and everything. So just a heads up. We will be doing the Sunday stream this week for sure, and probably next week for sure. And then beyond that, it's a matter of getting people to come in and install whatever internet I can get.
Hopefully better than what you've got.
Lifehawk. Is it true that if you plant on an angle, you get more yield? I've heard that, Lifehawk, but there is a caveat to that. It only works if your name starts with an L and ends with a K. So, you know, you be the judge. You do what you want to do. Yeah, Jordan. Yes, Jordan, I do have a ridiculous amount of books. I've actually been thinking a lot about those books lately, and I'll tell you why. Because not only do I have to move now, probably in about 6 or 8 months, I'm going to have to move again because, like I keep saying, this is a training position. Once I'm trained, I'm going to have to move to wherever my permanent job ends up being. And man, I don't read them anymore. I feel like I have them just to have them. And thinking about moving them all the time because I've probably got 10 or 12 totes just full of books. And they are incredibly, ridiculously, stupidly heavy. So we'll see. We'll see how all that works out. There's a few that I definitely want to keep, but most of them, it's probably time to say goodbye. Lifehawk, I do not, that I know of, have any collectible books. I can go into the the bindings or to the front covers and see what editions they are and see if first editions of anything tend to have more value than most of the others. So if I've got any first editions, I might consider keeping those. Otherwise, storage is an expense I don't need because moving is expensive, James. And let's see, I moved 2,000 miles last August. I'm moving 300 miles in 2 weeks. And who knows how long my next move and my next and hopefully final move will be.
Yeah, he could have to move all the way to the East Coast. He doesn't know.
Yep, sure don't. I could end up living in your backyard. Imagine that. Harv in your backyard.
I don't think you'd like my backyard. No internet.
Oh, Mr. E, I think I've got 8 of the hardback copies of The Wheel of Time. I gave up after number 8. I'm like, this guy's never going to finish this story. And he took so long between books. I was like, I give up because, you get through the 8th book. It's great. And then you've got to wait for him to write the next one for 2 or 3 or 4 years. By then, you've got to go back and read those 8 books, and his books are like 700-800 pages a piece. So that's over 5,000 pages of reading that you have to go back and catch up on. And I was like, no, I'm not doing it anymore. And I never went back. And frankly, I know Amazon is doing The Wheel of Time now as a series. I wasn't terribly impressed, but it was a first season, so it could get better. You never know. Yeah, I knew that mystery. Yep. Everybody said he's going to die before he finishes, and it actually did happen. And, yeah, and the guy who ended up writing them actually, because I do have a friend who read them all and said he did a really good job, and he had been like a research assistant also, working with Robert Jordan for quite some time. Oh, congratulations, Dragon Tamer. Good for you, man.
Yeah, congratulations.
FS22 for the win. I do like it. It's hard, it's hard to say I like it better than FS19 because with 19 I didn't have 22 to compare it to, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I think in my mind it does. A lot of things make sense in my mind, and most average people would go, what? But it is a step up from 19. I believe it is. Are there a few things I could do without? Certainly. But on the whole, it's a better game. Although, unfortunately, I feel like we're still waiting on good maps, guys. I think the modding community really stepped up and got a lot of stuff out quickly, but I think we're still waiting on good maps. Because I'm trying to find a map to run our $1,000,000 a month playthrough on, and frankly, I haven't seen anything that impresses me.
I can tell you a map that I've seen in the works. It's not really impressive, but I kind of like the idea.
Yeah, what is it?
Guys making a 4X version of Ravenport for 22.
4X of Ravenport. Yeah. I mean, there's 2 versions of Goldcrest Valley out now as of this week. Although, you know what I did see this week, Caveman? In testing right now, or sometime soon, easy dev controls.
Oh, yeah.
If I can, Dragon Tamer, if I can. Like I said, my job is really occupying a lot of my time, and obviously, my job has to be my top priority right now. Even though the traveling I'm doing right now is coming to an end, part of this training plan does involve more traveling in the future. It's I've said yes. When I can get back to making videos again, I do plan to make videos again. I just don't want to make promises that I can't keep immediately. If that makes any sense, it does in my head. As I said, that's going to be my running theme tonight. It makes sense in my head. Yes, I would love to make videos like that again, Dragon Tamer. In fact, at some point, these Friday night streams are supposed to be converted into a beginner series with my nephew Ben, who Jordan was talking about earlier. Because he wants to learn how to play, and he's like, why don't we do it on stream? And I'm like, that could work. And then I can trim it down and make beginner tutorial videos out of it. Hopefully that will come about. Like I said, everything is so much up in the air right now. I can't make any promises, and I don't want to say things that aren't going to be true if it doesn't work out that good. Or doesn't work out that way, excuse me. And to be honest, when I have a few minutes to play, or a few hours, I've actually been spending my time playing Forza 5 just to have something else to do that doesn't involve farming sim. Because honestly, guys, aside from learning new mods, I could play this game in my sleep anymore. I've over 3,000 hours on FS19. I'd be surprised if I'm not pushing 1,000 hours on 22 at this point already. Yep. You gotta take a break. Got to, I ran out of seeds. I wasn't paying attention. Dope. Of course, I ran out of seeds on the end of the field where the seed pallets are not.
Just run back up the other side. It'll be alright.
Oh, I'm going to. And I'll tell you what, guys. We found these on Mod Hub, and they were an early mod that came out. But they look like little pallets of stuff. See that on the side of the field? And they only cost $100 to place. And what's nice about that is you can plop one down when you need it and then get rid of it and not really be out any severe amount of cash. But they are nice, handy little fill points.
Remember, I did edit those to be slightly faster.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Well, a lot faster.
They are very slow loading. But you too can edit the load speed on the fill speed on those things if you're on PC. I don't remember if they were available for all platforms or not. I imagine they are, so they're just a basic buy point, really.
Yeah, I don't remember either. But there's nothing fancy that should keep them from being all platforms that I can see.
What do I feel is missing in the map situation to be worthy of a playthrough? Um, for me personally, I need a map that is visually interesting, that has visual appeal. It's not just another generic plop down some fields, plop down some trees, and a few buildings and be done. I want it to be unique and interesting.
What's a map maker that took time and cared about the project?
Exactly. And that's not to disparage our new map makers. I know there's plenty of new folks out there who are learning every day, and um, they're making fine first attempt maps. But we've seen and done so much on so many maps that has so much innovation built into them that it's hard to step backwards. I want to see map makers who are doing things that are outside of the norm. I would like to see additional crops if it's possible. I would like to see anything that's not just status quo base game stuff. Now, does that mean I won't play a base game style map? Of course I will, if it's got the right appeal to it. I'll tell you one map, the best map I think that has come out so far, and it's because this is one of the preeminent FS19 map makers, and he's already showing that he's going to be just as good in FS22, and that's Oxygen David's Calmsden Farms. I think that map is brilliant. I saw that he just released an update to that map this week that will require a new save. But as you've pointed out to me, also Lifehawk, Oxygen David, even on his first version of the map, included 8K textures for PC players at least that you could download and install. This new version that he released this week, this updated version of Calmsden Farm, has a new crop linseed. So that would be pretty interesting. And I also...
The question is, did he give you the ability to make linseed oil?
That would be nice. And if he didn't, because you don't really see much in the way of placeables and mods from Oxygen David. He is very much a map maker. And I absolutely agree with you, Mr. E. Since we're playing on it right now, I didn't want to say too much negative about Hobo's Hollow, but, it's a big map. I like that. It's a good map. It is a good map, especially if you like big equipment and big fields. But there is just something, it's missing something. Although I do like the way that they've incorporated water into the map. That's been done really, really well. I feel like their naming conventions for their different sale points and all of that are very, very good. There's a lot of good. There's more good than bad. But there is just some little tiny thing that's not quite right. But I can't tell you what it is. Oh, you're finally get to wear your suit, Jordan. Where are you going to? What was the suit for again? I'm sorry, I can't remember. Dragon Tamer, I played Minecraft a long, long, long time ago, before it got sold to Microsoft. And I have not been back. Not that there's anything wrong with Minecraft. I just kind of played it out. I'm kind of somebody who, once they play something out, doesn't go back to it. You guys know what I mean? Probably not.
You get the concept. There's some games that I won't go back to because I've played it out, and there's some games that I'll play over and over again.
I mean, Caveman is still a big Minecraft player. He goes back to that quite a bit. He still does WoW from time to time. Hey, Rob. Robert Feltz and Rob. How's it going, guys? When a map has a town, makes it feel more interesting. I can see that, Robert. I can totally see that. I mean, one of my all-time favorite FS19 maps was Ravensburg, not Ravenport, Ravensburg. I loved that map. But I played it with seasons, which was different for me. I didn't play everything with seasons the way you kind of want to do in FS22 if you can. Oh, there you go, mister. You and I think a lot alike, man. Fundraiser to raise money for a wheelchair lift in our local curling rink. Oh, cool, Jordan.
Okay,
I've
that's cool.
I've never known anybody who was affiliated with curling before. And frankly, I don't necessarily understand the sport, but I mean, I get the gist of it. It's kind of like, I don't know, you throw a thing down the ice and you got guys who use their brooms to either make it go faster or slow it down so that it lands in a particular circle. Almost like darts on ice.
It's
like
more
that.
like shuffleboard on ice.
There you go. That I couldn't think of shuffleboard. That's exactly yeah, you're right. Shuffleboard on ice. This is a big field, guys. I'll have to fill up with seed again when I get down to the far end. I'm almost out again.
Oh yeah, it's a massive field.
This is bloody. Can you imagine how much straw we're going to get off of this?
Oh, don't tell me this is a straw producing crop.
It's oats, man.
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, Ravensburg was. If you're still playing 19 and you haven't played Ravensburg, I very highly suggest that map. It's brilliant. Oh, I'm getting low on gas too. That's all right.
You're getting low on gas.
The banquets will take care of that.
How are you low on gas, Harv?
My fuel gauge
Tractor
is
runs on diesel.
But I'm getting low on fuel, Mr. Particular. Oh, you're turning straw into silage? I mean, I don't want to be one of those guys that says, that's not very realistic, but I'm going to be one of those guys that says, that's not very realistic. The reason they don't feed straw, or they only use straw as a filler, is because it has very limited nutritional value. So I can't imagine straw making good silage. Have you ever heard of straw silage, Caveman?
Nope. I think it's just another way to use straw with a mod.
I'm sure that's true.
I think it's purely fictional.
We're almost done. And then Caveman is is wanting us desperately to do something that could be crazy.
Yeah, it might be a little crazy.
I'm blaming it on him, too.
Oh, I can already tell you tomorrow's going to be a long day for me.
What do you got going on tomorrow?
What I've been doing the past week or so, I start at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Oh, I was kind of under the impression you kind of set your own hours on that.
I do.
No, you just are inspired right now.
I want to catch that morning rush.
I hear you.
Got money.
That would be interesting, Lifehawk. What about Asper? Ooh, if we had a South American map, we could grow Asper plants and then have a factory that makes aspirin. Dragon Tamer, we are actually just about as far apart in the United States as two people can be. He lives on the East Coast and I live in Nevada.
Exactly. I live in Virginia.
So we are good 2,800 miles apart from each other right now.
Oh, yeah.
But see, that's one of the great things about Farm Sim. It gets me an opportunity to talk to you guys once in a while, but I've made good friends out of this too. I consider Caveman a very good friend at this point. And that's the nice thing about the chill community that is Farm Sim, honestly. It's very welcoming to everybody. I mean, they welcomed me, and most anybody who spends a significant amount of time with Harv generally finds him to be disagreeable. Well, that's kind of what I was talking about earlier, Lifehawk, when I said, give me a map that has something unique and innovative. Something that I haven't done 1,000 times before. I've done soybeans, I've done corn as chaff, I've done corn, and yeah, I've chaffed corn, I've harvested corn, have I ever used corn for pig feed? I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't do pigs much.
We've done corn as pig feed.
I mean, even potatoes, sugar beets, and sugar cane. We have done plenty of that as well. So give me something new. Please, for the love of God.
You know what would be cool? A map that allowed you to grow hemp and turn hemp with a factory into CBD oils and gummies and stuff.
Or even rope and fabric, for that matter, because we don't have
too.
that either.
That too. Could you imagine the production chain you could have with hemp?
Imagine if hemp hadn't been considered illegal because it fell into the same classification as the M word. We'd have amazing production chains in the United States right now based on hemp.
Okay.
It is coming back.
A lot of tobacco farmers in my area have switched over to hemp.
Well, and I have to agree with you on that, Lifehawk. I mean, okay, grapes and olives are interesting, but you don't really plant them. They're placeables, and you do run specialized equipment to harvest them. But you do it a few times and the thrill is kind of gone. So realistically, sorghum is the only new crop that we got from them And it's not that much different from planting corn. All right. There you go. If you have 3 hemp factories, Woody Harrelson shows up and works on your farm for 3 days for free. I'll take that. As long as he brings the Cheers version of Kirstie Alley with him. Dirty Bird Farms. How's it going, bud? Casual Friday on Harv's World. We're in the hollow. We're hobos. We're hollow. Yeah, I've heard more and more people looking into CBD oil. People that I was actually surprised to hear that were either using it or thinking about using it. Oh, there you go, Lifehawk. Exactly, Dirty Bird. That is the truth. All right, Caveman, where are we going from here?
Still making the last pass on this. I haven't looked at the map good yet. So.
Dude. Well, I've got the truck with the $1 million trailer ready to meet you wherever you choose to take us. Hey, I'm impressed with anybody who knows who Lilith Crane is.
Let's see.
Dragon Tamer, what's the best crop for profit? Well, it's not the same in 22 as it was in 19, because in 19 it was pretty simple. Soybeans and canola were your best cash crops in 19. It's a little bit different in 22, especially if you're playing seasons. I personally like oats a lot. I think oats makes a very good cash crop, especially if you harvest and sell the straw.
Now, it also, too, in 22, it depends on if you're talking about strictly crop to sold or if you're willing to put some productions into it, too.
That's true, because 22 really is more about making money off of produced product than they are making money directly off your crop. You do make a lot more money if you turn it into something, and personally, the industrial bakery, I talk about this a lot, but it was the first mod that's available to all platforms. I think it is anyway. I'm almost sure it is. That really makes productions crank. So running a grain mill, and make sure that you're filling your like anytime you've got a production that requires different inputs, try to get as many inputs in as you can. Because the more inputs you have, the faster that factory produces. So like our grain mill will take wheat, barley, oats, and sorghum and turn them into flour. If I've only got wheat, it's going to make flour much more slowly. But if it's got all four, that's going to max out our production on wheat or on flour. So, oh, and Lifehawk, that's a very good point. Anyway, so if you are running productions, try to fill up the different inputs when you can, if you can. Grass is a crop, the best money maker, best consistent money maker, especially if you're playing seasons, is grass turned into silage. You can't go wrong planting your fields in grass, especially early on, to make money, to get built up, to put in new and more interesting things.
I'm gonna lease this stuff, and we're gonna go to 57.
Oh my god, really?
Start big, I guess.
57?
Yeah, why not?
Because it's like
Would you rather go to 38 first?
it's like 1,078 acres of soybeans.
Not soybeans.
I mean, of sugar beets.
Well, either there or 38. Pick one.
Just do what you want to do. I'm already headed for 58 or whatever it was.
57.
57. All right, Rob. Yeah, Rob, absolutely. Goats would be nice too. You're right, Mr. E. Absolutely. And yeah, Mr. E, there's so much they could have done with soy. So much could have been done with soy, and they just was like, hey, it's soy. Can't do nothing with that.
And Jordan, do you mean Roanoke?
He came in a couple of YouTubers I watched it. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Roanoke, Virginia.
Well, I didn't know if he was talking about Roanoke or Red Oak.
Roanoke.
Because there's a Roanoke, Virginia, and there's also a Red Oak, Virginia. Roanoke's about 2 hours from me. Red Oak's like 25 minutes from me.
Caveman does like being the Sugar King. Okay, so it's only 90 acres, but still. And it's a 98% yield. Soy, you had a bad day. Caveman is a glutton for punishing. He likes to punish Sharko and I. And while we're waiting on him to show up, I need to run to the fridge for a minute, so I'll be right back.
What is it that you said they make some fandom thing? Which one is it? Yes, it is. Sure is. Okay. Can't say I've ever heard of that one. Seems like they have a good taste then.
All right, let's look at this contract. I want to see what we're getting paid for this. I don't see that we have a contract, Caveman.
Forgot to accept it.
Oh, there it is. $190,643. That's assuming we can we have anywhere to put all these sugar beets. And how fast is that thing running, by the way?
Right now, 12.
All right. I'm
I
gonna let you do a few passes before I start running chaser on you.
I can crank it up. Maybe. Not going uphill, I can't.
We're not limiting ourselves on that regard, Mr. E. The only thing that we're doing on our $1,000,000 a month playthrough is saying we can't modify anything to make it more beneficial than it should be. But, I mean, trying to do the $1,000,000 a month playthrough using the Omatana productions, which are very, very nice, and don't get me wrong, they are not built as industrial productions. They're slower, smaller productions. They're meant to be sort of sidelines for an actual farm. And she says that in her mod notes, that these aren't supposed to be industrial scale productions. They're just supposed to be, this farmer has extra time on their hands, so they're just going to make a few extra, strawberry ice creams when they've got extra time on their hands, kind of thing. So it really just depends, but we'll see. If somebody comes out with a mod that, we'll run the industrial bakery. It's a 5 times speed bakery, basically.
We'll be running no handcuffs.
We'll be running the no handcuffs mod pack, which is effectively a 5 times speed on all base game productions. It's going to be hard to match your speed going uphill.
Yeah. I tell you what, how about this? I'll just let you know when I'm full. Or close to full.
I'm almost tempted to rent a second one, at least a second one of those, but that might cut into our profit too much.
Well, if we go do everyone on the except and do everyone on the map, then it won't. But cut into it too bad.
No, that's true. But then somebody still, if we had Sharka with us, I would definitely do it. But with just two of us, because this chaser is going to fill up pretty quick. And that's going to be a bit of an issue also.
Yes, it is.
I wonder if there's something else that I could be doing while you're doing this, and then I can come back over here when you need me to.
I'm just hauling the mail downhill, by the way.
I saw that. I didn't think I was going to match your speed, and then going uphill it was quite a bit different. Oh, is there anything worth taking here? Ooh, there's a barley on field 34 for 43,000. Where's field 34? Oh, it's just right down there. All right, we can do that. That is one nice thing that that FS22 has done also, is allow you to take multiple contracts at a time. Although the modders have obviously improved on that already. The better contracts mod is a must-have in my opinion. See if I can even get out of here. We need to go back to barley.
But you got another planting contract.
Yeah, 43,000.
Oh yeah, I'd do that too.
Well, we did spend a lot of money on that field, so. And it's October. We're not going to have much work to do for the next 4 months, so take what we can now. We'll push through the winter and hop back on it in the spring. It was kind of funny, actually. I'd been playing Forza today, and then I jumped on here and started driving tractors, and I was like, oh my god, this is so slow. Even at 42 miles an hour, I was like, it's taking me forever to get anywhere. I would go one step beyond that, Lifehawk, and say the best mods are the ones you use repeatedly. If there's a mod you keep going back to, you know that's the best mod. It's funny because somebody made a comment on my Ravenport walkthrough for beginners. They left a comment and they're like, haha, none of these mods are even in the top mods list. And I was like, either you're showing your ignorance in the fact that you don't know how to play this game very well, or you're far too impressed with what a top mod is. Because just because it's in the top mod list and everybody seems to like it, doesn't mean it's one of the mods you should be using at a given time.
To be fair, the top mod list is based off number of downloads in the past week.
So there you go.
It's not even based off ratings, it's based off downloads.
And I'll be honest with you guys. I know a lot of you guys love the TLX stuff. And they are good and impressive mods, but frankly, I never use them ever. They serve no purpose. They have no point in my farming career, and I'm not going to play with them just in the hopes that it might get somebody else to click on my video or whatever, because I'm not doing this to show off TLX's mods. So, you know, it's personal taste, personal preference, and functionality built in all at the same time. It's your frickin' game. Play it your frickin' way.
I will say the only one that I like so far that's come out for 22 by him is the Phoenix.
Oh yeah, I should have filled up my diesel. Can't say gas. Can't say gas dragon tamer because then caveman gets offended.
Not offended. I'm just being more accurate.
I know. I'm just being a smart aleck. Trust me, I'm gonna have plenty of gas in the morning.
If only you could use it to fill your car.
I had chili for dinner, and the banquets are topping that off. So.
I had Taco Bell for dinner.
Oh God, I'm glad I'm not sleeping in your bedroom tonight. There you go, Mr. E. Don't forget your petroleum product, whatever you choose to call it.
Even my dog knows not to stay in my room after I've had Taco Bell.
So I know in Great Britain, in the UK, they call gas petrol, but is that just an across the board thing to say, or call any type of petroleum product? Is petrol and diesel the same thing also, or is that strictly limited to gasoline? That was not homemade chili life, Hawk. I'm not home enough to keep those kind of groceries on hand these days. I do, however, have a homemade chili recipe. I developed a chili recipe that my dad could make. Now, keep in mind that my dad was lucky if he knew how to boil water. My mom took care of everything household related. And I'm not saying this to be negative or sad, but at one point in her life, toward the end of her life, my mom had a very serious stroke. Very unexpected. I mean, it's not like you can plan for these things anyway. They're always unexpected. But she had a very serious stroke that was extremely debilitating. And she she was the chief cook and bottle washer in her house. She took care of all the bills. I mean, she ran the household. Now, to be fair, my dad did work 2 to 3 jobs every week his entire life that I knew of him. But anyway, I was available, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for my mom, so I moved back with them to take care of them. I still needed to keep myself going, so I was trying to work when I could. So I was trying to develop recipes that were easy for my dad to put together, and I made up a chili recipe that I call, let me think about this, the 5-can chili recipe. It's very, very simple. No, it's 6 cans. 6-can chili recipe. 4 cans of seasoned chili beans, 1 can of diced tomatoes, 1 28-ounce can of tomato sauce, 1 medium onion, and 2 pounds of ground beef. Dice your onion, toss it into a skillet with your ground beef, add a little bit of salt to taste, fry that up, drain off the fat, toss that in your pot, pour in your tomato sauce, 4 cans of chili beans, and your diced tomatoes, and add as much chili powder as you like to taste. Heat that through, and you've got a nice big fat pot, thick pot of chili. So there you go, Lifehawk. That's the first Harv's World recipe. Even the story behind it, why I came up with it. And so even my dad could put that chili together. It was that simple for him, and it's actually very good. I still make it to this day. It's simple, it's quick, and it gets the job done. And what's more important than that? Hey, Chris Bowie, thank you so much for dropping in, man. You're in good company. A lot of these folks in here right now have a similar story to yours. Learned to play through my tutorials, so thank you so much for saying so, man. I always appreciate it. I hope you're still enjoying the game, and hopefully those videos will carry you through to 22 when you're ready to go there. I don't think anybody's ordering Harv's chili just yet. Call me crazy.
I think Lifehawk just tried to.
Well, you know, That's part of his MO.
So what would it cost to same day deliver a 5-gallon pot of chili to Canada?
5 gallons?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I'd probably have to triple that recipe I just talked about, maybe quadruple it. And we're talking, well, it's hard to say with the way inflation is right now. Oh, I'm not going to make it to the end of this row. Boom. Bob's your uncle. That's gone. Shoot. But that's the great thing about these little placeable seed pod thingies. I just go to the shop. Placeables. Construction. Oh. These are tools, aren't they? Yep.
Can't remember if they're tools or containers.
They're tools. Seeds. Plop one down right there for $100. And I've got seed delivered right to my field. How full are you, caveman?
39%.
That's all.
It's almost 200,000 liters.
I know. I know that. What's it? 480,000 or something that thing will haul?
Yes.
Midge, I already said 4 cans of chili beans. It's not chili if it doesn't have beans. And I'm not even getting into that debate. If you like your chili without beans, it's your chili. Eat it your way. Harv wants beans in his chili.
I think on a technicality, one's called chili and one's called chili beans, but that's a technicality.
Oh, the whole
We don't worry about those.
beans and no beans thing is a whole technicality. It's all
Like,
technicality.
If I'm gonna sit down and eat a bowl of chili, I want beans in it. But if I'm gonna put it on my hot dog, I don't want beans in it.
That's a fair point, but I would call that chili sauce and not chili.
I call it chili and hot dog chili.
Well, see, what I had for dinner tonight is also a recipe I made up, and I call it. What did I tell you that one time? Chili dog mac and cheese.
Ah,
And this is single guy recipes. This is I ain't got nobody to cook for except for me. So I'll take about 4 hot dogs, chop them up into bite-sized pieces, toss them in some boiling water with my macaroni noodles until the noodles are cooked through. Then I drain them off, make my mac and cheese, and then throw a can of chili on top of it and add a little bit of hot sauce. And that's chili dog mac and cheese right there. And that's good eating, in my opinion.
well, that does sound good. That does sound good. The advantage of the double wide tires is stability and grip.
Traction, yep. Especially
Less
if you're
likely
running
to-
BKTs.
Yes.
BKT doubles are the best traction in the game. So
Yes.
I've been told by our chief mechanic and bottle washer caveman.
Well, according to the XML files in the game, the BKT tires, when configured as duals all the way around, have the best traction rating out of all of the tires.
Dragon Tamer, that is an excellent question. Truly, an excellent question. What FS22 brought to the game was, one, productions without needing mods, such as Global Company. Global Company allowed you to run productions in FS19. Some of the mods could be very hit or miss, and they were PC only. Now, consoles and PCs get productions right out of the gate. That's a nice thing. Same thing with seasons. You can run seasonal, and we like to refer to FS22 seasons as Seasons Light. Now, in FS19, Seasons was a very nice mod. It was also very complex, and it was like relearning the game all over again. It's not so bad in FS22, but 22 introduces seasons, but you can turn them off. So you can still play in the same fashion you're used to in FS19. That's another nice addition to 22. Right now, the pros for 19 really, really, really hinge on the mods available, and I would especially say the mod maps that are available. Now, we knew that mods weren't going to be available, and they're actually available much more quickly for 22 than I anticipated. However, really good high quality maps are still a little bit lacking. So we're waiting on more really spectacular, innovative maps. FS22 also brought a lot of quality of life improvements to the game that make things, interfaces and such, much more simplified. And as soon as I turn around, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. So just going into your sale menu, now you pick your crop and it tells you what sale points you have and how much they're paying. Before, you would have a list of your sale points and then all the crops would be listed and you'd have to scroll across and try to figure out which one. Now it's all spelled out right in front of you. If I pick potatoes, it switches and tells me the price for potatoes right there. Road salt, no, but flour, if I wanted to sell flour, right there. So this is one of the quality of life improvements I'm talking about, where the menus are just much easier to access. The shop is far superior. Plus we have used vehicles, a used vehicle option available in the shop now. And it's randomized, but you can get some good deals if you're paying attention on a monthly or daily basis. Little things like that for 22. 22 is the better game, but keep in mind, and I don't think I've met anybody yet who would argue this point, the modders are what make the games, both FS19 and FS22. So far, the modders for equipment and such are doing a fantastic job. Map makers, maps take a long time. There is so much involved in making a map. I'm not faulting the modders for this. And I applaud anybody who's willing to try it for the first time. In fact, our own indomitable Sharko is working on his own map right now, and it's going to be very interesting. I've seen some screenshots of what he's working on. I'm not going to give anything away. That's his business, but it is... if he can stay focused on it, and if he can get it done the way he wants to, it's going to be impressive. Especially for a first try. Don't you think so, Caveman?
I think it's going to be very impressive for a first try.
Yep.
I will say some of the stuff that he's figured out how to do and some of the stuff that he's learned since he started is honestly surprised me, and it's really impressing me that he's keeping with it.
Me too.
Knowing how he is.
Well, and Sharka will admit he's got some really serious ADHD issues. So for him to focus on something, and it's been maybe a month working on this now?
If not, it's close to it.
Yeah, I know he's still working on it. And he knew very little about modding in general going into this. And he's really, really, he's learned Modeling. You're probably going to see some placeables coming from Sharko in the not too distant future. Modeling, many facets of map making. He and Caveman are working on a little project, not to do with his map, something completely different, which should be pretty darn funny if they can pull it off, which I'm sure they will. But yeah,
Not going to be something that comes out really quickly, but
no.
we want it to be right.
Oh, you definitely want it to be right because when when the sheet comes off and everybody finally gets to see it, it's going to be so amazing. And yeah, I'm gonna blow it up until until you guys are disappointed when it doesn't live up to your expectations. Oh, there we go. We are finished. That's another 40 plus $1,000 in our bank account. The Caveman Modding Workshop. There you go, Caveman. Caveman's Modding Workshop.
What do you mean? Like, you actually want me to do a workshop on how to mod? Or do you mean that's a placeable that you would like?
I think he means a workshop. The caveman's modder's cave.
I'm lost.
I expect to see cave drawings, stuff for future generations to discover.
You're not supposed to be giving me map ideas. You're supposed to be giving Sharko map ideas.
Some of the first PF maps, just what are
Precision farming.
oh, precision. Yeah. People are coming out with stuff, and Charco has included precision farming in his map already too.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the things he said when he started researching was, "You guys cannot believe how easy it is to add precision farming to a map. Like Giants has done a good job of just spelling it out for everybody." A teaching, yeah. He wants modding how tos, caveman.
You want modding how-tos.
Actually, Wet Coaster, there will be no water whatsoever on Charco's map.
Can't promise you I'll make any tutorials on how to do modding there, Mr. E. But if there's something you want to know, drop me a message on Discord and I'll help you out if I can. Good night, Dragon Tamer.
All right, Dragon Tamer, have a good night, bud. Take care. Sharko out of water. That's right. Mel, how you doing, bud? What's the good word, man? Away from the I know how that feels because I have to travel for work right now, and so I spend most of my week in a different town, and I can't haul my computer with me. So the minute I get home, I'm like, let me at it. I need a fix. Ramp the Fent off some dunes. Oh, you already emptied once.
Sure did.
You got a long way to go on this field, brother.
Oh, I got a very long way to go. Hey, Mel, I'm on the East Coast as well.
No, there you go, Mel. Absolutely. I don't have it quite that bad. Mine's a 350-mile round, or one way. It's still enough to wear me out doing it every week, though. You know, I used to be a long haul truck driver, and it was different because that was the job. Now it's your commute to work. At least for me, it has been. I have no idea how fast you're going down this hill. So.
Cruise is set at 26.
Look at that. Like a pro. This doesn't get you emptied. That might be the one flaw in your amazing mod there, Caveman.
Yeah, I think I do need to adjust that.
Needs to empty a little bit quicker.
Yeah, next update will get it.
No, absolutely, Mel. It's times like these when we need the follow me mod to come back.
Yeah, most definitely.
Luckily, none of these sugar beets is going to our sugar mill. Well,
yes, Mel, it is a fast harvester.
well, technically, its max speed is 12.
That's still fast.
That is fast. Do you want to tell them why you're going faster than 12?
Real speed mod.
The real speed mod. Nightmare. Oh, absolutely, Midge. Oh my god. Unmodded root crop harvesting. I still have. I wake up in the middle of the night sweating because of that. I did that once. Once. Never again.
And just so you know, this harvester also has a header that will do potatoes and one that will do sugarcane.
Sugarcane's the real lifesaver. No, don't worry, I'm coming. .26 is that in between speed.
Is it?
Yep. It's
Oh,
either,
it is.
It's either a little quick or a little slow.
It's on the second 26.
Yeah, nothing coming out on Follow Me just yet, Lifehawk.
A lot of people do that.
It's a rite of passage, Mr. E. You have to do it once. As a new player to FS, you have to do it once.
So, you definitely can't say you play the game until you've done it at least once. Potatoes or sugar beets, either one.
Where is the dragon's elevator?
What?
Dragon's elevator. That's Hobo's. Bubba Gump, Circle C, Reverend Green. I'm trying to figure out where we're taking these stupid potatoes to.
These aren't potatoes.
Or sugar beets, whatever. They're root crops. I found it.
Good, because I couldn't find it.
It's right next door to our farm, actually.
Oh.
I'm going to go deliver the first 500,000 liters. Yep, that's right, Mr. E. Everybody has to take one potato harvesting contract as a new player, just to understand. I think the one that I did, and I actually there's a video of it. I actually made a video of it. It's on my Pacific Northwest playthrough, and I think I call it the great potato harvest, but it's like highlighted not so great potato harvest. It was like the third video I ever posted. And I think that contract took me 7 hours to complete, real-time hours to complete. I had no idea what I was getting into. It was a bloody nightmare. Bubba Gump, sugar beets.
I'd say so. Sounds like you definitely need to go download the Root Crops Plus mod.
That's right. That's right. Well, just hook up with Caveman's Root Crops Plus. You'd be alright. If you're playing 19, Kaz64 had a really good one. Can't remember what it was called. That was our go-to back in the day, though.
The Ropa Panther 2 by Kaz64.
That's right. Ropa Panther 2 by Kaz64. Oh, God, Mel. You spent hours harvesting potatoes that didn't provide enough potatoes to fulfill the contract.
Oh, dear Lord.
That sucks. That sucks huge. So you bought a field of potatoes just to fulfill the contract. Oh, man.
I would have rage quit.
Right? No one's ever used them. No one's ever used them, Midge. I've never seen anybody using those. The ones, that they're supposed to pick stuff off the ground. Although, to be fair, I have used root crop harvesters that leave the potatoes on the ground, and you have to come through and pick them up with buckets or whatever. Front loader with a bucket on it. Let's see. What are you, about a quarter of the way done, caveman? If you're lucky, maybe.
No, 15% with the contract.
No, I meant the field. I'm gonna look at this field and see. You might have it a third of the way harvested.
I think you're
No.
right the first time, closer to a quarter.
And we've already got 500,000 liters of sugar beets. Good God, dude. What were you thinking?
I was thinking about the leftovers.
I know you were. I did it on Off the Grid, Jordan. I also did it on the Baltic Sea. All right. I think I've just made my decision because we're going to be here all bloody night if I don't do this. Did you do the tiger or did you do the smaller one?
I did the big one.
I hope that's a sugar beet header.
Did it come out of the sugar beets category?
I'd have sworn it did, but it's yellow for some reason.
You bought the base game one.
Oh, crap.
It's gonna be slow.
Never mind.
And it'll bug out as soon as you try to go above 12 miles an hour.
See, we just taught somebody a lesson. Make sure you're buying the caveman root crops plus, or leasing it. And not.
If it ain't red, leave it in the shed.
There you go. I'll be there one of these decades.
Or in that case, if it ain't red, leave it at the store.
Hey, Killer Films, good to see you again, man. Harvest potatoes in FS can lead to never eating one again in real life. Ain't that the truth? Well, I don't know, man. French fries and baked potatoes might be too good to pass up.
And I like French fries. And potato wedges. And loaded baked potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the other day I had potato wedges covered in barbecue
Barbecue sauce?
and cheese. No, barbecue.
Oh, like meat.
Yeah, like shredded Boston butt or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Actually, I think this was shredded brisket. But
Ooh.
yeah, and then cheese on top of that.
Now,
Oh,
was
man,
this
talking
shredded?
about
Was this
good.
shredded brisket before the sauce had been put on, or after?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That sounds pretty freaking good. I like some good chili cheese fries or tater tots are one of my all-time favorite guilty pleasures, man. I love good crispy fried tater tots.
There's a place around here that does a loaded tater tot bowl.
Oh,
It is so good.
that sounds yummy.
It's tater tots, pulled pork barbecue, cheese, bacon. I don't know. It's like a bunch of stuff. Okay, it's mainly meat and cheese,
Mainly meat
and
and
then
cheese.
yeah, but then they top it with tomato and sour cream.
Oh,
It is
these
amazing.
give me a good nacho cheese sauce. And anybody who's wondering, the best nacho cheese sauce ever made to this day, anywhere ever, is called Que Bueno. QUE space BUENO. Que Bueno nacho cheese sauce is amazing. Put some of that on my tater tots and throw a big scoop of chili on there. That's Harvin heaven. A Honda Pilot go-kart. Very cool, Killer Films. I like it. Can I have one? Will you buy me one
Honda,
too?
a Honda Pilot go kart.
Absolutely.
People around here have go karts with V8s on them. I'm not even joking.
I know you're not joking. That's why it's funny.
Like, I know one guy around here. He's got one with a 350 small block
And
in
for
it.
for those of you who don't know, Caveman does live in the redneck capital of the world, even though he's from the East Coast. Just saying. Not that there's anything wrong with that or anything. I'm just saying. Oh, this didn't come with GPS because I
Forgot to
leased it.
add
I
it.
didn't borrow it. Oh man. Oh well, I'll make do. We
They are.
we don't need no stinking GPS. Well, somebody was asking me recently about barbecue in the United States because they are not from the States, and I had to inform them that depending on where you are in the country will determine what kind of sauce you use. How many knew about that?
Oh, I knew about that.
Now, in Virginia, do they use the Carolina barbecue sauce? Isn't that kind
No,
of a
they do not.
mustardy sauce?
In Virginia, you're gonna get a ketchup-based sauce or an alcohol-based sauce.
Okay.
In North Carolina, it's either gonna be vinegar-based or mustard-based.
Right.
More, more so on the vinegar-based.
And I don't care for vinegar.
I like Carolina barbecue sauce,
Because, like,
but I still prefer the whiskey-based barbecue sauce from Virginia.
when it comes to hot sauces in general, like, I don't like Tabasco because it's too strong a vinegar flavor. My favorite is either Cholula or Tapatio, which is very pepper flavored Mexican hot sauce. Those are my favorites. I've got Tapatio in my house all the time. The best part about Tapatio, you can buy like half a gallon for $3. Lifehawk,
That is a loaded question.
barbecue is the technique. The sauce is just dependent on where where you're at, or where you're from at the time. For some reason, our streams always turn to food.
Or tech talk.
Or tech. Well, we've stemmed the tech talk. But we always end up turning to food, probably because Harv's an old fat guy. And he's not afraid to share that fact with anybody. Hedgehog ATV. You're going to build. Oh, cool, man. You're going to
Cool.
build your own ATV.
It's cool.
That sounds like something caveman would do.
I can't say I've ever built my own ATV.
No, I bet you've thought about it though.
Yeah, I've thought about it.
I know you. I know you, man.
Um, although I am working on building a lawnmower.
See, you and Tim the Tool Man. There we go.
Hey, I'm starting with a 4-door Cavalier.
So you're saying 26 is a good speed? Max speed is okay for harvesting with these?
With my header, yes.
Done. I forgot to enable real speed, and I'm on it like a carb on it now. Barbecue is a very serious life pursuit, Life Hawk. Folks in the U.S., that's, you disparage their barbecue. Them's fighting words, man. Oh, see, Mr. E knows. He lives in Texas. Texas takes their barbecue real serious.
And from what bit I've been through Texas, different parts of Texas do their barbecue way differently.
Well, you don't get through Texas fast, so if you were in Texas, you would know it, because you'd be there for like 8 years. That is a big piece of real estate. Need a barbecue TED Talk? There you go. Sins, brother. How you doing, man?
Hey, Sens.
Do we have anybody in chat we could bring in?
I have no idea.
Or move to hang with? It's kind of been our MO on Friday nights to chat with subs, or through members anyway.
No, there's nobody there.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna have to switch directions here because some of this is getting impossible to get.
Doing good, man. Doing good. Harvesting sugar beets at 27 miles an hour with a 500,000 liter tank. Thanks to Caveman, because he's got an obsession with sugar anymore.
Yes, I like my sweets.
There you go. Oops. Oh darn, I missed half a dozen plants. Whatever will we do? Oh, Mr. E actually gives a good point too. Sometimes barbecue depends on the wood you use to generate the smoke. It adds flavor to your barbecue.
Yes, that does make a lot of sense.
Hickory is big. Sometimes fruit woods are good, like apple or cherry.
Where I'm at in Virginia, we use a lot of hickory and a lot of apple wood.
Yep. That sounds right. See, Lifehawk, this is what Forza needs. They need a sugar beet harvesting race. This is what Forza is missing. Sugar beet harvesters. Fent 1050s. Although, to be fair, they do have tractors. You just can't drive them. They're decorative. Oh, mesquite. Very good call, Lifehawk. Mesquite is a big barbecue wood. Oh, pecan. That's a good choice, Mr. E.
Can't say I've ever used that.
Yeah, see, there's. I was going to say Texas. Texas would be a big mesquite state. They have a lot of mesquite in Texas. Oh, peach. That'd be a good one.
That sounds good.
Look at that. We don't need no stinking GPS. Find your line and run for the hills, man. GPS is for amateurs. Oh, I agree, Midge. It would be awesome to have tree shakers. I was watching a video today about tree shakers in, oh crap. It's a type of orange, but they're named after a town, Valencia. They actually have trees, orange trees growing around town as decorative, but they obviously produce fruit. And they take these tractors with tree shakers on them just around town and harvest the oranges.
Oh,
It is.
that's kind of cool.
Tree shakers are really cool too.
Oh, we have 2 people in members chat now. You want? Pop
Yeah,
us down
yeah,
there?
yeah. Let's drop in there.
Great.
We can hang with the homies. Who we got in there?
Too cool. Vince,
Too cool sins, guys. How you doing?
Hey guys.
doing all
Just
right.
fine. Doing good. Another lovely night at work.
Rolling across Texas, the never-ending state. I saw Firefighting Farmer was trying to help with your deliveries earlier today.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
The picture he posted on the Discord. I'm 50%. I'm 50% full.
Say there were a lot of tires on those trailers.
Oh, were there? I didn't pay that close
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah, there was like on one side there was a set of 4 tires on the back of the Amazon trailers.
I see a lot of Amazon trailers while I've been traveling across Nevada these last few weeks. A lot of them.
You're gonna see a lot more of them.
Why is that?
Oh, they are just doing the business. I heard the other day. In 5 years, they will pass UPS and FedEx in their deliveries per day. Well, their packaging per day.
I believe it.
In 10 years, they will pass up the U.S. Post Office in their packages per day.
That's not a hard goal to beat.
No, it's really not.
They'll never be able to handle all their packages, they'll still need us and whoever else helps them. I don't think FedEx helps them anymore, but they'll never be able to handle every single one of their packages. Of course, I say that.
Well,
I mean, they already hire people to deliver packages in their own vehicles.
Oh yeah.
well, and Amazon hands off a lot of their packages to the U.S. Postal Service anyway, because in the small town I live in, I almost never get a direct delivery from Amazon. It's almost always from the post office.
Yeah, you and me both.
I get them from UPS.
I wish I did.
You might live out in the country then.
I'm 45 minutes or better from a Walmart.
Yeah.
Well, so am I for that matter.
Let's see. I'm more than 10 miles away from a Dollar General.
Oh, I can't say that.
Okay, it's more than 10 miles to a Dollar General.
You are out in the sticks.
You are? Yeah, you are.
Matter of fact, the town I live in is the only town in the county that does not have a Dollar General.
Can you call it a town then?
Yeah.
Actually, if you look it up on the internet, it doesn't. They don't call it a town. They call it a village.
Uh huh. That's what I was about to say. That's no town.
A community.
That's a bunch of people living together.
And you're wrong with that.
Well, you bring up a good point there too, Midge. I don't know why they don't do different wool types because in the United States, I know we sell two different types of wool. And actually, if you really want to get down to it, there's wool and then there's graded wool. And graded wool, which is hard to come by, is actually more valuable than just standard wool. But apparently, to get your wool graded, you have to reach out to places like New Zealand. So most people just sell straight wool. But then it depends whether it's been cleaned or not.
Life hawk. The only mail I get is from inmates.
No comment. That's too easy. Cashmere. There you go. Mr. E, that might actually be what I was thinking of, was cashmere. Alright, so for those of you who haven't been suckered into the high dollar amount of root crop harvesting yet, imagine what we're doing right now and how long I've been doing it, only at 1/4 of the speed and 1/10 of the volume.
It's not a quick process,
no.
Not at all.
Not at all.
and it's quite costly to get in, especially at that caliber of equipment.
Yeah, we're
We leased this.
yeah, and these were $600,000 a piece to buy. Still 36,000 to lease, especially when you have to lease the header twice.
Harv.
Harv has bigger fish to fry these days than which hatter to pick for his harvester. I should have just told Caveman to lease the equipment and I would run it.
Could have.
Wrong header,
You
no
did.
GPS. Although I think I've proven pretty effectively that GPS is not a necessity.
It's not as much of a necessity as it was in 19. I will admit that.
It's awfully nice to have and it's very convenient.
In 19, some stuff just would not hold a straight line to save its life.
No.
Mm.
22 has very much better ground effects, for lack of a better word. Exactly, Midge. Standard root crops with base game equipment. Yeah, one row and you're waiting for a chaser bin to show up and empty you out.
If you make it down one row.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh crap, I'm almost full.
So did any of you guys play Hoff Bergman 19?
Have not.
I think I looked at it on 19.
I looked at it, I never got around to playing it though.
Yeah, that map was cool because it also gave you the option to get off the tractor and do a lot of hands-on work. And 2 days ago, it was posted a video, a quick walkthrough of its current beta form, and it is coming back to 22. There's no release date yet for anybody out there that likes that map or wants to take a look at what
Nice.
Farmer Andy's got going on.
Like what kind of work?
So in 19, you would you'd literally make your bread. You know, it wasn't like in 22 where you just take product from one factory, then pick up that finished product and move it along. You actually had to get the yeast additive and then add the water into the mixer. You mixed it up and it put bread on the table. You took the bread, put it in the oven, put the wood chip stuff in the bottom. It would cook finished bread. You put it in baskets and then you would sell it.
Wow.
Like you literally did the work. So you had your field work, you had your lumber, you had some productions, and then you had your true farming. Like you actually have to get off and do stuff. Milking the cows, feeding the calves, the baby calves, all that stuff was all hands on. You know, milk. You made regular cheese, goat cheese. I mean everything. It even had a butcher, and then pigs would pass away, and you would have to take them and you pay a fee to have it disposed of. It was crazy cool.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Talk about realistic farming.
Yeah.
Like Spike, that must have been a save.
Yeah, that must have been.
Where is our truck? Oh, I left it way down there.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm chock full of sugar beets. Feta cheese. Feta cheese and goat cheese are not the same thing as I recall. Okay, well this thing takes an hour to unload. I'm gonna be right back.
all right.
Okay.
That is
Yeah.
two of my favorite type of cheeses, feta and goat cheese. So they are good.
Yeah, I think one of the coolest thing about that map is you would make wine out of apple juice and you would barrel it ferment it, and then take it to the preacher to get him drunk. He was only one of the only few people that bought the wine.
Sharko been on tonight, caveman?
No, he has not. But I'm pretty sure he's back to work, so
That time of the year.
yep. Sure is that time of the year.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure feta is considered dairy.
Yeah, it's a cheese.
It's the strangest thing. The more Adolphus Kors and I talk, the more Mother Nature and I need to talk.
They're related.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Good thing we have that big supersized trailer.
Oh yeah.
Is feta considered dairy? Yes, I'm pretty sure feta is considered dairy. I think I want to be one of those people that forces a company to put warning labels on their bottles that says something like, the more you consume, the more you have to go to the bathroom. I mean, they tell you every other stupid thing on the planet
Yep.
that you should have enough common sense to know.
Yep.
So why not? May facilitate need to use restroom.
Yeah.
May require extensive bladder. People with bladder issues should not consume this product.
So what's the weirdest or most bizarre warning label you've ever read?
Coffee may be hot. Like,
Yeah.
wow, so if I spill my coffee in my crotch, it's gonna burn me? No. Surely not.
I think the weirdest one I ever saw was on a pack of smokes, and it said, "Smoke this and die."
That's not as bad as some countries where the warning labels actually include pictures of like cancer-ridden lungs and stuff. I'm not even joking. Some countries like include nasty pictures. Like,
I think these were from like Pakistan or something.
smoke this and die.
That was literally the warning label. And the other one that I see a lot that drives me nuts is peanut butter. May contain nuts.
Oh yeah.
I'd be pretty mad if it didn't.
Yeah, right? See, that's what that Lifehawk just followed me up on the black burned lungs on a cigarette pack. There you go. I bet a lot of people have those cigarette carrier pouches in countries like that so they don't have to look at that crap all the time. Product may be hot. What a concept. And yeah, I know I just missed a bunch, but I'm trying to straighten up my row here. I'll come back
Been
for it.
wet anywhere. Yeah.
That's what she said. I had to get one of those in for this conversation.
May irritate eyes on pepper spray.
Fruit juice that does not contain actual fruit. Yeah. May irritate eyes. No. Really? Where were you going to spray it? In their armpits? Yeah, and that, why don't they have like a label on deodorant that says may prevent you from sweating? Antiperspirant may prevent you from sweating.
Some of them actually do have something on there about clogging pores.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Lifehawk. Wrong topic. Sorry, thank you for playing. We do not go political in Harv's World. Never, ever, 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 ever.
I don't know what I'm laughing for. I got warned for it this week.
I did it. I did it kindly. I was nice about it.
It's all good. I had a feeling I should have said, and I was fixing to put it on Discord. This is a discussion for another platform.
Night, Jordan.
Japanese chainsaw, not for use on genitalia. Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Although I would see that on a skill saw more than a chainsaw. Do not use while sleeping on a hairdryer? What? I guess you could set it up to blow on your hair while you sleep. Why you would want to, I don't know, but I guess you could. People are crazy. That's actually happened more than we probably want to admit. People falling into animal pens at zoos.
Yeah.
We get that a lot. We get a lot of calls from the zoo that animals have escaped, and they're like, "Yeah, we have this rare blah 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 bird got out." I'm like, "What do you want me to do about that if I see it?"
In Columbus?
Yeah, because we have a Columbus Zoo not too far from us.
Yeah, that's why I said I didn't realize Columbus Zoo was that insecure or lacking animal
I
security.
think all zoos do. I better watch what I say before this gets out, but I think all zoos have that issue with animals sneaking out to some degree.
Fits on the head on a shower cap. I just thought it was like an oversized Jimmy cap. Come on. And if you don't know what a Jimmy cap is, I'll leave it to you to look that one up. I think we can sneak by the sensors on Jimmy cap. Maybe.
Do not drive in ocean on a Tesla.
That's a good warning on a Tesla. We should tell that to Sharko.
Do not iron while wearing shirt. Yeah, because that makes perfect sense. You got to iron it to fit, right?
Believe it or not, I can actually see somebody ironing a shirt while it's on their body. I can actually see somebody doing that. I can imagine it happening.
Pretty sure there's somebody in my area dumb enough to have tried it once.
Don't eat gum from urinal. Okay, that's just disgusting.
That is.
That is beyond disgusting. Are we anywhere close to finishing this bloody sugar beet harvest? Good Lord Almighty.
Zip with caution. That's an important one.
Yeah, that's really important.
Fire may be hot.
I never would have believed that.
Yeah, why is everything known to cause cancer by the state of California?
On a Tide Pod container, do not eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of that, those stupid challenges that, what are they, the TikTok challenges that people come up with and sucker other people into being stupid for?
I think it originally started on Vine or World Star.
Yeah, whatever. We're not smart enough to know better. We want the clicks, man. I'm going to eat a Tide Pod just so I can get some extra clicks on my video, or I'm going to die leaning over the edge of a canyon so I can get that amazing Instagram shot.
Alright. Taking this to deliver.
It's right
It's
next to
fairly
our
cool.
farm. Do not feed hallucinogens to alligators. I could see that posted in somewhere like Australia.
I'm pretty sure that sign's in Florida.
I was going to say Louisiana.
Why does that not surprise me? All right, guilty pleasure time. So, because I spend so much time in a hotel room with very little else to do, I'm looking for new things to watch. One of the things I came across is actually really good. It's called The Gilded Age. It's by the same guys who made Downton Abbey. I really enjoyed it. It's only got one season. It's brand new, but I did enjoy that quite a bit. But my new guilty pleasure now is a British. It's sort of reality TV, but I don't really think it's reality TV necessarily. But it's called The Great Pottery Throwdown. And they get a bunch of people together who all know how to make pottery. And it's a competition to see who ends up being the best potter. And I'm on the 5th season so far. But yes, I'm desperate for anything that's new and even remotely interesting or entertaining. It's actually pretty amazing how watching little shows like that can teach you things you didn't know. Not that I'm looking to be a potter anytime soon, but there's a lot of skill and craft that goes into being able to make something like a pot or a plate or a vase or something. It's impressive what these people can accomplish with a lump of clay. Demi Moore and Patrick Swayze are the best potters. Well, yeah. I mean, they made making pottery famous. That's for sure. Or erotic, if you want to put it that way, or sexy, or back when Demi Moore was still hot, not like she is now. Lifehawk and I have a debate about that. He thinks she's still hot, and I lost interest the minute she got her chest carved up. But that's just me. It's your chest. Play it your way.
Did she get an addition or a subtraction?
Oh, I agree, Mr. E. Oh, she got massive implants.
Oh,
Yeah, Australia is a very interesting country, and I would love to visit sometime. But yes, everything in Australia wants to kill you. Everything. They've got like some of the most deadly animals on the planet live in Australia. Snakes, and I probably even amoeba in the water. Everything in Australia is bloody deadly. Lifehawk would buy broken pots from Demi Moore. They'd probably all have a BR or a UCE on them. Oh, that's interesting, Mr. E. Lapidary. Shaping stones and gemstones. That's actually pretty cool. I did not know that was called lapidary. The only venomous mammal in the world. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Russell Crowe's the deadliest animal from Australia. Objects may appear are larger than they appear. Interviews while eating hot wings. That sounds unique. I used to like, it was on one of the food channels, Man versus Food. And one of the things that Man versus Food would do was they would take on hot food challenges. Like, I'm going to eat 5 hot wings made with ghost peppers. Like, you go right ahead, brother. I'll watch you sweat on TV. I'm going to eat 17 pounds of pork burritos in less than an hour. Oh, you go, caveman. Your timing couldn't have been better. I was at 88%.
Just you were getting a little full there.
Well, I'll stop at the end of this field and just finish emptying out. That's a lot of frickin' beats, man.
It is a lot of beats.
Well, how many cores have you had, Mr. E? Oh, I did like Alton Brown quite a bit. He taught you a lot about the science behind cooking. Good Eats was the name of his show. I liked that a lot. That was good stuff, Maynard. I don't subscribe to cable anymore, though, so I don't get all that stuff. I haven't had an actual TV cable subscription in probably 15 years. If I can't stream it, I'm not interested anymore. I don't have time for commercials. I almost wish I was being sarcastic, but I'm not.
I understand that.
Midge, this contract is worth $190,000. And we spent $70,000 on equipment to do it. But Caveman is the Sugar King. We're just going to call him Sweet Tooth from now on. That's going to be his nickname. So if there's sugar to be made, Caveman's going to find a way to make it. And we're counting on extra sugar beets to fill up our sugar mill.
I'm honestly surprised the contract didn't go to the sugar mill.
How many adult beverages, Mr. E? We'd never be able to complete it. We've got well over 2 million liters of sugar beets on this bloody field.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Probably closer to 3 million.
You took off the load earlier. I just delivered 1 million load, and I'm taking off 800,000 load now.
Holy crap! I did 500,000. My first delivery was 500,000. So you did 1 million plus 800,000 plus 5. That's 2.3 million liters so far, and we're not even done yet. Good Lord, I've not ever harvested this many sugar beets before. That's for sure. Oh, Alton's
you can't say that now.
Nope, sure can't. Alton's got a good YouTube channel. Okay, I'll have to look that up. I did like him quite a bit. He's my kind of geek.
I like how you never answered Lifehawk's question about doing your own show.
I missed it. I did not see it. What was the question?
If you had to do a food show, Harv, what would be the main subject, ... or guilty pleasure, ?
The main subject, I actually have thought, believe it or not, I actually have thought about this if I were doing a cooking show. Cooking for people who can't cook. Cooking for beginners. I have a real place in my heart for beginners, especially when they're dealing with a complicated subject. Now, cooking can be as simple as you want it to be or as complicated as you want it to be, but there are a lot of people out there these days who have no idea how to do something simple like boil spaghetti noodles. And I'm not being sarcastic or even condescending here. There are people who just don't know, and I think something like that could benefit a lot of people. Getting back to the basics. All the cooking shows are focused around the assumption that people at least know a little bit about something, right?
Right.
So to do one that's as simple as how to boil an egg, you know, and just starting from there and then working your way up. Not that much different from what I did with the Ravenport walkthrough for beginners.
You can call it Harv's Cooking Boot Camp.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
If I had to do a cooking show, it would probably be about cooking over an open fire or cooking on an engine block.
There you go.
There you go.
Awesome. My
How mu-
cooking class would be how not to cook.
How not to cook.
How not to cook.
Well, there's one episode that that I could definitely that I'm going to push the boundaries of Harv's family friendliness here. So turn down the volume if you've got kids watching for just a second. It's not terribly vulgar, but I'm going to throw in, this is something that I've told people in the past, and it's absolutely true. Cooking will get you laid.
Oh, yeah.
If you can cook somebody a good dinner, they will be impressed and be much more likely to be very friendly toward you once that bottle of wine is empty.
Doesn't hurt.
Nope.
Why does everybody cook with wine?
I wasn't talking about cooking with it. I was talking about drinking it.
I know, but a lot of people cook with it. Why is that?
Because they don't cook good and they need the wine to make it taste better. I don't know.
I
That way
mean,
they don't feel guilty.
wine does have a flavor profile. Now, it's not to my liking because I don't care for sweet. I'm a very savory person. And wine always adds a sweetness to foods I don't particularly care for. But that's just my personal taste preference. But it very much adds a distinct flavor to things. Why do you like barbecue sauce made with whiskey? It's the same thing.
Great flavor.
Exactly. Same thing. That's right,
Oh, here's a
mystery. That's right. That's true
I got
too,
a
Mitch.
concept.
Oh, go ahead, Sins.
No, I got a concept for your cooking class. Making school food great again.
Making school
Kids-
food great
kid-
again. Yeah, teach
Yes.
parents how to pack a frickin' lunch.
American students would love that class. You can talk to their chefs. The school food sucks everywhere, at least in the U.S.
Well, that's not an issue with how to make school food great. It's how to make food made in vast quantities great. I mean, that's the real problem with school food is it's that bulk. The vast amount of food that has to be made.
Night Wet Coaster.
All right, Wet Coaster, take care, bud. Red wine and beef stew. I've actually been watching on HBO. Is doing a series now called Julia about Julia Child. And one of her classic recipes was boeuf bourguignon. which is basically beef stew with wine added in. She was trying to teach French cooking to the average American housewife, which will tell you exactly the time period, because frankly, from what I've seen and I know from my own personal relationships, um, guys cook far better than women these days. I have yet to meet a woman that could outcook me. And I'm not trying to be sexist here. I'm just saying the focus has changed. There's nothing wrong with that.
I've only ever dated one girl that could actually cook.
Right? Oh, there you go, Midge. Coca Van. Well, there was a really good movie made a few years back called Julie and Julia, which was about a blogger named Julie who decided she was going to make every recipe in the Julia Child French cookbook. And they gave like a lot of history and backstory. It had Meryl Streep in it. A lot of history and backstory on Julia Child while you were getting to know this blogger and what she was going through to try to accomplish this. It was really well done. And you got both sides of the story. I think we're only going to get this one beat contract done before the end of this day, Caveman.
I don't think we're going to get this one finished before the end of the day.
No, it's starting to get dark already. It's only 5:30.
Yeah, I just realized too, I need to add some more lights to this thing.
Oh, Mr. E, I'm so jealous. Oh, I love Cajun. I've got a very good recipe for jambalaya that I make from time to time. And I usually use andouille sausage and shrimp. But Cajun is heaven on a plate. Used to have a Cajun restaurant in the town I grew up in. And they actually served, and it was an upscale restaurant too, but they would serve certain dishes with actual crawfish instead of shrimp. It was fabulous. Oh, Justin Wilson was a great, great, great chef. I'm gonna chop up about 3 onions. He always said onion. Onion. Justin Wilson was known as the Cajun chef.
It always had a story for cooking.
Oh yeah, and there was another guy too who did Chinese cooking. His name was Yan.
Yep, Yan can cook.
Yan can cook. That's right, and he always made walk jokes like, "I'm gonna walk your dog."
Yeah.
Which has a whole different meaning when you're talking about cooking. Especially Asian cooking or Far East cooking. I think that's more Vietnamese than Chinese, though. Mud bugs. Now, Mr. E, I like crawdads as much as the next guy, but I'm not going to suck the head. Nope, not going to do it. Sorry. I have no desire for cat or crawdad brains. And I know that's a thing with you true Cajuns and all.
I just had some last week.
Noxious news. Very, very well done. Don't walk away. We'll be right back. You gotta rock the walk. Yeah, Yan was pretty funny. He was actually a very funny chef.
Is he a comedian, chef?
Not necessarily a comedian. It was pure personality.
Okay.
And he did Asian cuisines and used to walk. And so he would just, use all the walk puns.
Okay.
Oh, okay, Mystery. I knew you and I thought a lot alike there. Nope, nope, not sucking the head. That's a big deal in Cajun land. You eat your crawdad and then suck the head. Get every last bit out. No thank you. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Sharp left, like hawk. Sharp left, sharp left. Oh, you got a sweeping right coming up. Yeah, I've been playing a little Forza 5 with Lifehawk lately, and he's almost always in the lead because, well, frankly, I suck. But
And you just not drive enough.
what's that?
You just don't drive enough.
I don't. I've only had the game for like 2 weeks, and I'm gone 5 out of 7 days a week, so I don't get to play. He always
He'll get
beats
better.
me. Almost always. He's very, very good. But he's also like level 748 or something. I just passed 100, so.
Wait, they have levels on this game now?
Yep.
Wow.
You might be impressed, Caveman. I know you weren't impressed with Forza before, but there's a lot to do. Like, they've got capture the flags, and there's like it's called Playground Games, and there's a three part. Well, it's 3 different games that you play. Whoever wins the most games wins the entire match, kind of thing. But one of them is capture the flag. So you'll have teams of like 6 or 8 cars on each side, or they have solo versions too. You run down with your car, grab a flag, and try to score while other players are trying to block you from getting in. That's a lot of. I like capture the flag the best. But then there's one where 2 players on each team are crowned king, and you have to stay away from. You got to avoid being tagged by other players. If they tag you, they take your crown and they become king. And then whoever holds the crowns the longest wins the match, kind of thing.
So kind of like a modified version of King of the Hill.
Yes. And then the third one is survival. And basically, one team is infected, zombies, and the other team has to avoid being infected. So if you get tagged by another car, you're infected, but then you can run to one of your cars and hopefully get healed. So the objective is to infect the entire other team as quickly as you possibly can, even though they have the chance to be healed. And then, the thing with the king, or no, with capture the flag and with the infected, is you each get an opportunity to be attackers and defenders.
Okay.
And then, there's plenty of racing. Tons and tons of different types of racing. There's street racing, there's dirt racing, there's off-road racing.
Is there drifting?
Tons of drifting. Oh my God!
Do they do cat and mouse?
I am so annoyed with drifting right now. I can't hardly stand drifting.
Do they do cat and mouse?
What's cat and mouse? What would you consider cat and mouse?
Cat and mouse, it's basically there's 2 people. The one in the front is the mouse, takes off first. Then the cat tries to chase down the mouse. If the cat can overtake the mouse, the cat wins. If the mouse outruns the cat, the mouse wax.
There's something similar to that. They just call it rivals, though. And it's basically your rival sets a time for a track, and you have to beat their time. But they're running Ghost. Like, your rival doesn't have to be with you at the time. They have the game has them set up as a ghost car, and you're trying to pace them and beat their time.
Okay, see, cat and mouse, you're running at the same time.
Well, and there are team races, so if you've got a team of people, you can run against another team, and you score points based on how many of the other team you run faster than. And yes, Lifehawk Harv curses like a sailor when he's racing. you don't get the family friendly version of Harv when we're not on stream. You get the Harv is playing because he's not on stream and he can say whatever the heck he wants. And there might be a little vulgarity that slips out every 30 seconds or so.
Please tell me they at least do tandems.
What's your definition
On
of
the
tandems?
drifting? You don't know what drifting tandems are?
Nope. I just started trying drifting today, and frankly, it's incredibly frustrating. At least what they want me to do. So,
You know what follow the leader is?
yeah, you follow somebody who's in the lead, so that makes them the leader, right?
Okay. Imagine that, but doing it only a couple of feet apart while drifting.
Oh God,
That's tandems.
I can't even A, imagine that, and B, where did you park the truck?
Up there at that end of the field.
That's right, mystery. Harv unedited. I'm not gonna lie. I am a vulgar human being when I'm not on stream. I really am, and Lifehawk will attest to that. Something called Event Labs. Think custom maps, and somewhere inside there are some cat and mouse. Yeah, that's one of the things that it does provide. Is it does allow players to do custom maps. And they can pretty much set up any kind of Lifehawk, and I tried one today that was the most ridiculous racing you ever wanted to even imagine. It was really, really ridiculous. It was bad, but we tried it. We can't say we didn't try it, and that's why we can say even he agreed, and he can be a little ridiculous on his own. But yeah, it was awful. But you can set up your own races and styles. So
Can you build your own custom map?
the one that we tried today sure seemed to be pretty darn custom. So I would imagine that you can. But what's even more impressive, especially for you, Caveman, is that you can tune your cars, fine tune different tires, different suspensions, different engines, different setups completely. And I say especially for you because that seems like the kind of fine detailing that you would like to see in something like that.
I wonder how accurate their tunings are.
Well, you can definitely feel the difference.
Can you actually tune the transmission and the whole 9 yards, or no?
I haven't tried to do it manually. There are guys who are very, very talented, and I usually just buy their tunes and put them on my car.
Wait, you have to buy other people's tunes?
Well, you don't buy other people's tunes. They tune the car, and you can use their tune, and then what you what ends up happening is you have to buy the parts to upgrade your car to whatever the tune you're using from them is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're not buying their tune per se. You're buying the parts to apply their tune to your car.
Gotcha.
Good God, this field is taking forever, Sugar Beet Man.
Hey, I gave you the option to do 38 instead.
I told you before the stream even started, I said, there's big contracts out there. They're going to make you happy. I'll do whatever you pick. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to give you crap for it. Well, and that's either a good thing or a bad thing, depending on your perspective. Forza 5, it's kind of a game where nobody loses. Because, like, even if you lose the race, you still end up having... It seems like you end up having some kind of a reward. Usually it's because you've leveled up during the race, so you get a free spin on the spin wheel, which will pay you cash or a car or something like that. It's not hard to make money. It's not hard to build up a car collection. But there's so many different things you can do. It's almost like you go and it's similar to Farm Sim in the fact that you find ways to make your own fun, but they give you a lot of different options about how to make your own fun.
Do they have any trucks?
Yes, they do. They have a Mercedes-Benz semi racing truck that Lifehawk and I were trying to fight off today to score flags.
Do they have any pickup trucks?
They have got, what is it, Lifehawk? Something like 650 different vehicles in the game, dating back as far as 1920 and going up to virtually anything you can think of to present day. There's an F-150. There's a Jeep Timbercat. There's, gosh, there's plenty of Hoonigans, by the way. I know you were impressed by the Hoonigans, Caveman.
Do they have the Hoonicorn?
Lifehawk, do they have a Hoonicorn?
It's the Mustang.
Oh, and they do seasonal events too. They change seasons once a week, so one week it's spring, the next week it's summer, next week it's fall, next week it's winter.
It might actually be worth looking into.
I'll tell you, if you ever want to look, let me know and I will stream it to Discord for you. If I can. You got to have a pretty solid internet connection, but, well, yeah. I could probably get away with it for a little while. I mean, as long as you're playing direct, it's not a big deal, but I do struggle with internet connectivity in the game, being very happy about it if I'm doing too many things like streaming to Discord and playing at the same time.
Oh, then I probably wouldn't be able to play.
I think you would be. And Lifehawk says they do have the Hoonicorn.
Awesome.
There's a whole group of cars from Hoonigan. A whole bunch of different Hoonigan varieties. Good God, this field. I keep thinking, oh, we're close to being done, and then we're so far from being done. It's not even funny.
That's not that far from being done.
I don't know if you can street race a Model T, but there you can definitely get bloody close to that.
Probably like a Model A or something.
And they have special things you can do. I mean, there's like jumps that you can do for accolades and points. You know, special jumps that are set up. There's special areas on the roads called drift zones, just for those of you who love drifting. For off-roaders, there's something. Oh, I can't. Timber something. Where it's, you know, you go through a checkpoint and it's like, get to this spot as quickly as you can, and it's always a cross country off-road type stuff. Timber runner, there you go.
Hey, Lifehawk, do you know how accurate the specs are on that car?
What kind of graphics card would you need for that? I got a 1060 Ti. Would that be good enough for that game?
I don't have anywhere close to a 1060 Ti. And I can run it just fine. Oh wait, maybe I do have a 1060 Ti. Maybe a 1060 Ti is exactly what I have. i5. It's not crazy. The requirements aren't too off kilter. It's a Steam game, so it's easy to look up.
Either way, it'd probably take me 2 months to download it.
I don't know, maybe we need to do a Forza 5 stream.
Yeah, get Lifehawk in a stream.
Right? Maybe one of these impromptu nights we'll do Forza 5. Just for something different.
I mean, heck, impromptu could be anything.
Keep me from having to harvest sugar beets, that's for sure.
Hey, you just reserve that for Sundays.
That's right. We were talking about Sharko's map earlier, and the last thing I will say about Sharko's map is one thing I can say for sure. Sharko's map is impressive to the point where I would actually say it is out of this world. I can safely say that. It is out of this world. Wouldn't you say, Caveman?
Yes, I would definitely say that. Yeah, it'd take me 2 months to download it, Lifehawk.
It'd be nice to have a third with us.
Hey, to be fair, Farm Sim says it requires a broadband internet connection as well. Although timing's not as necessary in Farm Sim as it would be in racing.
No, I keep having this issue where it looks like people brush past me and tag me, and they don't actually touch me. Lifehawk can attest to this, and I get really annoyed by the fact that they're not getting close to me and tagging me, but I'm still getting penalized for it, and I do the same to them, and I don't get the same credit. It's very frustrating, but I know it's a lag issue. I'm halfway full again.
Oh, wow.
And oh my god, all of my beers are empty. That's not
Time to get
right.
another one.
Sad part is I've only got one left.
How many ounces is it?
12?
I guess we got about 12 ounces left to stream.
Right. There's about 12 ounces left. We're at wow, we're at 3 hours already. That's right, Lifehawk. It is a conspiracy. They're out to get me. The Microsoft gods have spoken, and they said Harv must die.
Yeah, the time scale is set slower because we're trying to keep the little bit of light we've got for as long as we can so it doesn't get too dark on the stream.
Yeah, we slowed down time just to get this field done, and we'll advance to November when it's done. All right, I don't know what this helper's gonna do. He's gonna do something while I go talk to Mr. Kors one last time. I'll be right back.
So, Caveman, that map that Sharko's been working on, does he plan on releasing that to the public at some point, or is he keeping that private? You know?
I do know at one point he mentioned he would love to be able to get it on console.
So I'd be interested to see what he's got, what he's done with it. I saw, I think, when he first started messing with the map. Haven't seen it since.
Yeah, he kind of is like, yeah, I'm not happy with it yet, so I don't really want to show it off.
Oh, Mr. Kors was tricksy. There were 2 left, not just 1. There's 24 ounces of stream left.
Oh, we're going for 5 hours then, huh?
About
He's like, no.
12 minutes, actually.
Alright, so you're pacing yourself.
Well, I just opened number 8. So you do the math on that.
Oh.
I don't even need barbecue sauce to put my alcohol in. Yeah, we try to keep it most of the time, Midge. We try to keep it at ×5. But, what is the helper doing? Getting
He doesn't
fired.
know.
That's what he's doing. ×5 is our normal standard time, but I mean we're not that different from any other players. Sometimes you got to make adjustments to get your work done. That's all there is to it. And this is not a straight playthrough either. This is pretty much a free-for-all. So we're not terribly concerned about being 100% precise on this playthrough.
Right.
I'm really, really looking forward to our $1 million a month playthrough. Mostly because I like having a goal like that.
Yeah, I think that would be fun.
Mud Runner or Snow Runner? I am not good at the only game I have is Mud Runner. Might give me a reason to get better at it.
I mean, most people just literally use Mud Runner as a way that they can go do off-roading and mudding without having to pay for fuel.
Lifehawk says there are 12 different Hoonigans in Forza right now, Caveman.
Okay.
I know one of them is a 57 Chevy.
Was it Hoonigan that did Old Smoky, or was that somebody else? I can't remember now.
I don't know, but you were asking earlier if there's any pickup trucks. There's lots and lots of pickup trucks, SUVs. It's not all Lamborghinis and Ferraris.
Okay. So I might have to take a look at that.
I think you would enjoy it.
Because drifting in a pickup truck is way better than drifting in a car.
Well, that's what I was doing today. It was a pickup truck on a drift track. And
It actually takes
did
more
I
skill to
suck.
drift the truck.
Well, there's actually you can tune with a drifting suspension and drift tires.
It still has to do with the way the balance is on the vehicle. Well, real life anyway. Do you want to know what the easiest vehicle to drift in real life is? Like, completely bone stock?
What?
A Toyota Torino AE86.
You can probably get that in this game. Toyota Torino, huh?
A Toyota Torino AE86.
88.6.
AE.
AE86.
Yeah, AE.
Okay.
Alpha Echo 86.
Alpha Echo 86. Got it. 30k liters of wine and 30k liters of honeyed wine, also known as mead. From 2 small fields you had, this was a ton. 270,000 sugar beets and 220 sugar. Yeah, sugar cane is ridiculous in the volume that it creates. Which we saw when Caveman insisted on doing sugar cane on Elm Creek.
Wait, they have a 6x6 International Scout?
Yes, they do.
What?
Yep. I'm telling you, man, they have just about one of everything. Except a 58 Chevy Impala. They don't have that yet. They got a 64 Impala, though.
I like how somebody actually knows what anime the AE86 is used in, besides me.
Oops. I totally got off track there. I was reading chat. I'm going to leave this to you and go clean up some of the crap I left behind due to lack of
Pay attention.
GPS. No, GPS.
Oh,
Smart ass. I mean, smart aleck. That's right. After all this moving around, I'm so poor I can't even pay attention.
hey man, with the prices of housing and stuff these days, it would not surprise me one bit.
No, God. The expense is outrageous.
You know, I've got a friend that actually has a car done up exactly like the Initial D card.
Initial D, huh?
Yes.
I know nothing about anime, and I'm very, very happy about that fact.
It's an anime about drifting.
That should not surprise me. If I'm going to watch any kind of cartoon about racing, it's going to be Archer.
It's not bad.
I loved Archer. God, Archer was so hilarious. Phrasing.
What do you mean freeze? What's freezing?
It was one of the things they used to say on Archer. Phrasing.
Phrasing. Oh yeah.
They would say something that could be taken two ways, and one character would look at another and go, phrasing. Alright, are we done? Are we finally freaking done?
Have you cleaned up your mess?
I think so, for the most part. Mr. Tonks, how's it going, Paul? Speed Racer was considered Dragon Ball?
No, Speed Racer's considered an anime.
My favorite cartoon when I was about 5 years old was Speed Racer. I went back and tried to watch it, I don't know, 10 years ago or so, and I couldn't stand it. I was like, oh my God, what did I ever see in this? You're not going to do anything except fill me up, because I'm full already. That truck is chock full of sugar beet.
Yep.
So this is another 1.5 million. So we were at 2.8 million, and this is another. You've got another million. That's 3.8, and another 500,000, which is 4.2 million liters of sugar beets.
A lot of sugar beet.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's going to be chasing after someone. How sad is that? I know a song from 50 years ago.
That's not sad, that's impressive.
No, I find it sad.
I find it impressive.
Well, thank you.
But that it is considered an anime.
It might have been the first that crossed boundaries. And yeah, I can see where it's very, very anime. Having a few Ryan Cokes. Finally got a weekend off from work. Got a oh, congratulations, man! Promotion. Good for you, brother.
Congrats.
Oh, congratulations.
Mr. E was born in '87. I'd already graduated high school by then, man. Racer X. I remember Racer X. He was Speed Racer's brother. How did they never figure him out? I'll tell you. Because the show didn't want them to figure him out.
That was interesting. I got kicked out of the member server.
Oh, that's weird.
Looks like it's loading back up.
Well, I'm trying to come over and deliver these cavemen, but it's slow going. Your harvester's still sitting over there. Oh, I'm gonna drive across my field, guys. Oh, MFG, WTF.
I'm leaving.
I know. Unsubscribe now.
Yeah, right.
You drove across that field. I'm unsubscribing. Hey, trust me. I love all you guys. I really do. But I'm not here to babysit everybody's feelings. So, and I know you guys that hang out, for the most part, understand exactly what I'm talking about. Can't make everybody happy, and God knows I'm not going to kill myself trying. Especially on a Friday night. This is casual night, man. Caveman hangs out, and he was, it's way past his normal bedtime. It's like 2 a.m. for him, guys.
Yeah, it's 2:30 a.m. for me here, and I've got to be up at 9.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Same here.
You guys are cray-cray. I cannot stay up like that anymore.
It's okay. I'm just, gonna go drive for most of the day tomorrow.
Oh, well, that's all. Let's see if this will let me tip in. Yep, it sure will. Oh, but I need to stop this from tipping the minute I see the contract complete.
I hope to be in bed by 7 in the morning and hope to get up by noon tomorrow.
Good Lord. Is your wife home?
Yeah, for a change. Beer and barbecue day for the both of us in the backyard by the pool. Guess what we're drinking?
5 hours of sleep?
We can do it. We've done it before.
What, Coronas?
There you go.
Yuck.
Maybe.
It's your beer. Drink it your way.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Probably with a lime wedge too, huh?
hmm Salt on the neck.
Contract's finished.
Yep. I stopped it in the nick o' time. Let's see if I can deliver this to our sugar mill.
I got 305,867 liters.
I've got 92,960. So we got almost 500,000 liters for us.
Yeah.
So our sugar mill's never going to take all of this. I don't think it will anyway.
It might. It is a no handcuffs mod.
That's true.
Paul Tunk's going to Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Planning a trip to Vegas, what nightclub or bar would you recommend? The only thing I can tell you, Paul, is I would go to Bally's. I like Bally's a lot as far as hotels go. Make sure that you get a view of the strip. They've got some really, really nice views out of Bally's, and the prices were very, very reasonable for really nice rooms. As far as nightclubs and such goes, I mean, I'm more of a let's go visit the strip, walk through the casinos, see what sights they have to offer, that kind of thing. I wasn't really a nightclub guy. I will tell you this, though, if you go to the clubs where the girls dance for you, without putting too fine a point on it, bring your bloody wallet, brother.
Yep.
And I mean, bring a lot of wallet with you, because that is not a cheap thing to do. But I'll tell you what, they have got a bevy of beautiful women. A bevy. And they will latch on to each arm the minute you pay that that fee at the door. And show you all around the club where you can spend the most money. But if you've never been to Vegas, definitely stay on the Strip. Downtown is very nice too. Just different, old school. It's more old school Vegas.
When's the last time you've been, Hart?
Last time I was in Vegas was probably, rough guess, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
I went twice in the same summer because I had two different groups of friends coming out
Oh, cool.
to visit, which was cool.
We like the cosmopolitan.
Oh, okay. One thing I would say is never go on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Ever.
Go during the week, man. Yeah, go during the week. I don't even go on the weekends anymore.
And if you want the best prices, go during the summer because it's bloody hot in Vegas and it's the off season for them. That's right, Midge. They are entertainers. Well, Paul, if I can somehow manage to, I mean, that's like 6 hours away from me. So I don't know if that's possible, but send me a DM and maybe we can make that happen. I make no promises up ahead. I don't know what my work schedule is going to be or anything like that, or what kind of time off I'll have available. But on that note, guys, it's been a long stream. It's been a good night. We've had a lot of fun. It's always amazing to hang out with you guys. I think we're going to call it, though. Let Caveman get some sleep.
Well, thank you.
We will be back on Sunday for sure. Hopefully, Sharko will be able to join us this time around. Parting thoughts and words, guys.
Don't forget to hit the like button.
There you go.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thumbs up.
Have a great night, everybody.
Yeah, go to.
We will see you day after tomorrow. Everybody, take care.